Hello, amazing souls. Welcome. So, today I'm sitting with my divine tools because this meditation is going to be very visualizing, is very important, as I have said, and feeling that deep feeling that when you get into these meditations, it is helping you. And we will today dive very deep into our womb space and heart space. And before I move further, know that no matter what your gender is, your soul will always feel the energy, the trigger. So, as I say the words, again, this meditation is not simply meditation. I will let you know through certain life examples or what happens in the life, and I'll share a little story, and through those words, your soul is going to feel the trigger. So let the words absorb. Know that your soul has a filter and it knows what it needs to take and what it needs to filter out. And no matter today whether I'm in a boy's body or in a girl's body or a transgender's body, but if I have had these experiences in this life or past life, and if I haven't cleared them, they are still sitting in my womb space and blocking my heart space. And even if one of our ancestors had went through this encounters, then even they have this shut energy, and we are carrying that energy currently in our womb space. So 7 generations before and 7 generations after us. So if you have realized that you the triggers that you keep getting, if you now are at a space where you want to heal it, clear it, not just for yourself, but for the current line and for the lines that are going to come after you, then let's begin. All right, so what happens is, first thing is that on this planet, talking about sexual encounters is a taboo in many cultures across globe. Even in the Western cultures, when we say that, oh, they are very open, I'm sorry that it's not the case. Yes, they are open, but still there are very traditional, spiritual, religious families who do not accept this, or they kind of tell their children that what they have done is a sin or it is wrong, and in short, they are trying to shut that energy off. Uh, Now, what happens is that when it is a taboo, but soul, the inner child in us, is always curious, because in the spirit realm, we can imagine things. That's why visualization at the energy level is important in the ethers, for it to sink inside of your soul, because we are nothing but condensed energy. This vessel is condensed energy, and the soul resides in it. So, what happens is, there you have been visualizing things, but you can only have the experience through 5 senses when we come into the physical world. And one reason for sex being a taboo is because the energy of sex can really uplift your consciousness. So, if you are not in a relationship, or not even a relationship, just an encounter which was not safe, which was not uplifting, in fact it kind of made you feel that you were forced or this is not what you wanted, then it can really hamper, it can really distort the energy within the soul. So very important to know that the concept, okay, so when you have these sexual encounters, wanted, unwanted, they can leave an energy that you might not be needing, but obviously we are not made aware of this because we don't talk about these topics. And that creates a block towards self love. The concept about love, caring for self, is not taught on this planet a lot, and especially women in many countries, they are told that you have to be you ladies are supposed to be more giving, and they are supposed to be sacrificing their own needs, desires, to fulfill the other members, the family members, or the society's notions, right? There is this structure that is built. And it's not to say that men do not suffer, both sides do. And what happens is, when I am taught this continuously, that I'm supposed to be the giver, the sacrificing one, in whatever ways we are taught by the society about the outer world, what we do not realize is that we are draining the energy that we hold. And once drained, how can be I of service to love? How can I be of service to that peace, that abundance that I just not want for myself, but also for the people I love? Therefore, we need to know that it is not selfish to take a break, to create a boundary, to replenish our needs first. When we are exhausted, we need to. It's just like a mobile phone, it's getting drained of its energy. We need to plug in. Otherwise, it's of no use to me if it shuts off. It's the same with the humans, and everybody has this potential in them, but we are not taught the right way. And now, with this concept, I bring you to the area where we end up with the encounters, whether it was a relationship or one night stand or just purely experimenting with another person or a group sometimes. So, what happens is that if we are not aware, we might end up having experiences which we later were like, oh my god, why did I even get that? I feel gross about myself, or I feel ashamed, or I feel guilty. But after such an exchange of huge amounts of energy, imagine, just by touch, just by forget about touch, just by looking at somebody, I can exchange energy. Then imagine the amount of energy exchange that happens with such an encounter. And if it becomes not just at the intimate level, but also sexual intercourse. So what happens is that with such amount of exchange, and due to society conditioning, we, many of us, we end up falling in the loop of shame, guilt, regret, feeling gross and dirty about ourselves. And this might also end up, sometimes the situations might end up that you ended up having encounters where you were humiliated or made to feel less about yourselves, or kind of a very degrading encounter where you were degraded for your sexual behavior. And such an encounter can further shut your system down, because the energetic body, the astral body, the light body in all of us is very sensitive to even small things that are said to us. And what happens is that when I experience something like this from my sexual life, which is a major part of enhancing your divine conscious energies, and I now have shut it because of these experiences, what happens is we are not able to express ourselves. General encounters, the good and nice ones, also we cannot express. And now let's say if something, if we talk, the eyebrows get raised, and we have to go out and talk to people outside of a circle sometimes. And what about experiences where we felt the other way? We definitely do not have an option to express. And now the inner self gets pushed in. So what the inner self is doing, it's judging you, it's self shaming, it's filling us with guilt, regrets, making us feel dirty. And sometimes we end up cursing our own selves and calling names like, oh, you were a whore, or you know so and so, that just for something like this you ended up going and doing something like this, because we are conditioned to believe that what we are doing is dirty, it's sinful, it's a taboo, and therefore we should refrain. But everybody is doing this behind, hiding and doing, and then not able to express and release. And this energy is not only blocking the flow of light inside this vessel, the light energy, but it also is sending a shocking, traumatic energy to one's inner child. and the inner child is made to be feel like, oh, you are a bad child, you are a sinful child, you should feel ashamed, you deserve this kind of experience, and so on and so forth. The thoughts of this, this whirlpool of dark thoughts are going to surround you. And what happens is rejection and lack of self love is further deepened. And because it's not being dealt with, I cannot express what I'm going through, right? So I create this space which is now deepening, where I feel rejected. The inner child is now rejected, feeling lack of self love, that I'm not loved, and it is further creating a vacuum that makes the inner child feel abandoned, lonely. And if you go further, then it's a very dark space. And now when when you create this space, this darkness, the more it's going deeper, it's like creating a black hole, and that is radiating the energy of desperation, of being saved, of being nurtured, that I need love, I need nurturing. And there's a desperation, and souls can spend their entire lives not knowing that this is something they are feeling. And when this black hole is activated, what happens? We end up attracting vampires, draining sexual energy vampires. These are the ones who are now thirsty and feeling deprived, and they think it's okay, even if they're searching for that one drop of love, that dose to revive their souls, because they have become really thirsty, because the food of soul is love, and now they are deprived. So that becomes a magnet for vampires who will not see whether you want it or not want it. They are ready to take it against your will. So when you end up having encounters where someone slightly brushed off against you, or they touched you, or it was a little more, what happens is that it's further creating like, why am I, why is this happening to me? So what happens is, the more unexpressed we are storing these energies inside, spending life or entire life or lifetimes not knowing that we might have went through, and this is blocking us. Or maybe it's coming from the ancestral line, maybe some ancestor had gone through something like this. So especially in the old times, today women can speak more, but in the old times, even whether they were coming from good families, things used to happen with female. And obviously because of the family honor and the society in which they were not able to express, the only way was to hide it and carry on with this feeling that they were suffering. And they did not obviously know how to remove this, heal this, without, you don't have to express it to the society that I went through this. Sometimes that is not a good thing, because there will be many judgy people. But what we can do is, we can take charge to heal our own selves, and to get rid of this energy and bring forth the divine love, the divine care, self love, self care for our own selves. So, if any of the words have resonated with you so far, so these are few feelings, very few. Some from my experience, some from my clients' experience. Like, I used to feel very insecure in crowds, feeling unsafe, and I would end up finding people who, in the crowd, out of nowhere, would come and brush themselves against my hips or my chest area. And obviously I started feeling very ashamed of my own body parts, thinking I'm dirty. And I was like, why am I attracting this? Until I did the work and found out that through my past life, I was bringing this energy, and it needed to be cleared out. And now it's been years, and I would say few months, that so far I think this work really has worked for me and for my clients as well. So that's when I decided to finally come out with this meditation, and it's a very small general meditation to just sink in, find the feeling, and plug it out of you. All right, it's not everything, but it's just a drop of medicine, and I hope this really helps and works with you. So, with this experiences, what one can feel is, I know it's going to be a little lengthy video, but the words are very important, expressing the situations, letting you know that these energies, if you're feeling this triggers, they like the waves, they come onto the surface, to the shore, and you keep feeling them again and again. So, like feeling unsafe in large crowds or around other genders, feeling you are not loved, feeling that you will be betrayed, you end up attracting unwanted experiences again and again, like it's a loop. And experiences that make you feel how bad or low could you get. So, why is this all happening? Because the root cause of all these things, if anything resonated above, it is arising from not opening ourselves to the divine love that we already hold within. And we're seeking it on the outside because nobody teaches us about self love. So the result is we end up having heartbreaks through various situations or feeling that we are unworthy of such a love and we deserve this bits and pieces. And this further is distorting the love energy, whatever we are holding on to, it's further the distortion. It's like a mirror is broken into 100 parts, and then again those 100 parts are broken into 1,000 parts, and they are splitting at every time. The light, when you fragment it through the prism, you see how it radiates into 7 and you further can scatter that. It's the same. So we are forgetting that we are the manufacturing factories, generators of love, peace, abundance. And yet we shut down all of that. Like we are the factory manufacturers and we shut ourselves and we're like, oh, we are going to depend on others to provide for the supply. And when we are depending on others, various infinite experiences can happen with such contracts. So, with the focus today on clearing these sexually repressed memories or interactions that brought in this energy, which is kind of heavy and pulling me down in the 3D and not letting me move to the 4D, 5D. With that particular focus, that this is not dirty, but in fact, it is sacred, it is very pure, it is very uplifting, and you deserve a safe, respectful, and loving encounter. All of us, we are going to set the intention to today remove the unwanted energies that are no longer serving me in this timeline or any other timeline or dimension. And we are now going to bring forth the activation of self love. Now, all right, let's begin. So, with the focus, okay? With focus, we are going to work with the green flame today. Close your eyes. We are now going to invite Archangel Michael, and we will now request him to secure us in a space where we can heal ourselves, where we will be transmuting and healing our inner self. We will be removing unwanted energies stuck in my womb space. No matter what my gender, I always have a womb space which is 2 inches below your navel. and activate the love from lack to abundance, so that I henceforth attract positive, amazing, safe, and uplifting intimate sexual encounters where the only intention is of pure love, respect, care, nurturing that flows between me and my partner or partners. As I move into the womb space and ignite the green flame, I call upon Archangel Raphael and Mother Mary. I request them to make me aware of what is it that I need to release today. Take some time and dive deep into your womb space. You are now becoming aware. You are now aware of the block. Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael with the green flame are now healing and removing the block from your womb space. The block coming from you from this or past life, or the blocks that is coming from your ancestry bloodline, is now being thrown into this green flame. And as they clear the womb space, I now move my awareness to my heart space. Here, I am greeted by Radharani, Mary Magdalene, and Lady Nada of the Karmic Board to look into the laws of justice and tell me what needs to be done to activate the divine love in me. And now, as you sink into your heart space with the Divine Mothers, see what they're trying to show you. You're going deep into the caves of heart with the mothers. They're so happy that you are there with them. They are just giving you lots and lots of motherly love, blessings, and nurturing because you have finally come home. What do you feel? Dive deep. We have now dived deep and we are now at the center of the cave where the threefold flame of the divine resides in our heart space. And behind this flame is a door. They are asking you now to touch that door. As you touch this divine door, you're feeling warm, and a beautiful divine vibration from within can be heard, can be felt. And with the energetic print from your hands, the golden sealed door is now open. You see within with the Divine Mothers, and they tell you that this is the vault that the Divine Parent has stored for you with infinite love, abundance, peace, and that you are the sole owner of this vault. It's yours, and it's now time to claim it. Sink into this feeling of belief that it is your vault and you can access it as and when you require. The only condition is to use it for pure deeds, good intentions. Else, it only holds unconditional love. Sink in. Sink into this feeling that it belongs to you. That you were never alone. That you were never abandoned. So all these feelings of abandonment, all these feelings of not feeling I am loved, I am worthy, are now being thrown into the green flame. With this newfound awareness, you now know that you were always loved, and anything that made you feel bad or restricted was just an illusion of 3D. It was a test to trigger you again and again until you found your true potential, your true partnership. And now you have proved it, and you well deserve your reward. The mothers are now blessing you with pink rosary. I'll give you some time to express gratitude to all the mothers today: Radha Ma, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Lady Nada, and Archangels who came forth today to help us. And whatever known unknown is the energy residual that is no longer of service to me and my life's mission is now absorbed by Mother Earth. Take a moment to express your gratitude. Now I want you to go outside of your body as a third person and see your glow. What is the color? How do you feel? I now request Archangel Michael to seal this new energy across all space time dimension. I am extremely grateful to Archangel Michael and also for my ancestors who today helped me release this energy. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart space. The energy is now sealed and active. So be it.